Hi, I'm Marcus, and this is a time-lapse video and some kind of a review of the LEGO 10300 Back to the Future DeLorean. And while I'm not sponsored by LEGO, I must admit that this was given to me as a present by some very kind Legonians after a visit at their headquarters in Billund, Denmark. So not sponsored, but not bought. And while admitting things, I must admit that this is the first time I build a more advanced LEGO kit. So I will also be giving you some insights into the noob mistakes I made while building. Starting off, you could see me unpacking the 11 bags plus a bonus bag of LEGO bricks, a massive manual or a recipe if you wish for building the DeLorean. This kit actually gives you the opportunity to build your favorite version of the DeLorean. It looked slightly different in each movie, and there are pieces available to build all three. Well, not build all three, but one version of your choosing. The kit contains 1872 pieces, some special to each individual version, so you won't be using all of them. I didn't clock myself when building it, but I would say it took me about 6 or 7 hours. I completed it over 2 days. I would not have been able to finish it in one sitting. I needed a break. My back was starting to ache a little after about 5 hours. And as you can see, I've just finished the first bag of bricks and I am about to start on the second bag. These red and orange pieces will not be visible in the end, but their placing is a stroke of genius, I would say, from the designers. They do help as points of reference when you're building. And you can now see me put on a vinyl record, and as an homage to my Danish friends at LEGO, I've chosen Dodo and the Dodos. I think this is their debut album from 1986, so contemporary with the theme of the kit. Third bag. I was only 5 years old in 1985 when Back to the Future was released, but I remember watching it on home video in 1987 or 1988, and I loved it. I was a big fan of Michael J. Fox when I was a kid. What I'm building right now was one of the trickier bits, the wheel suspension. And I made one big error when doing so. I used the wrong rods in one place, which I thought was a pretty easy mistake to make, and it ended up costing me about 20-25 minutes of build time. You can see me starting to look puzzled, looking for missing pieces, then backtracking and realizing I've used the wrong parts. So I dismantled the suspension again and rebuilt them with the correct parts. That got me a bit frustrated, as you can see, but I'd been going for something like 3 hours straight, so I figured it was time for a longer break. When put together properly though, these were pretty nifty things, allowing the wheels to turn 90 degrees when the DeLorean is in flying mode. Back at it again with a big blue cup of tea. While building, I noticed I sometimes picked the wrong colored pieces, especially I tended to look for black pieces when I was supposed to look for dark gray ones, but only when there were no other black pieces as reference on the same page. That was a little bit annoying, but that's probably my own fault for not paying enough attention. Here you can see the suspension mounted and how it's supposed to work. Getting it to work properly was very pleasing. Bag number 4. Don't know if you'd noticed, but I had put on some Falco on the vinyl player there. Einzelhaft from 1982, but after that I decided brain needs quiet, focus on Lego. One error I made while building was spreading everything out too much. I needed to turn left to look at the manual, then turn right to pick up the pieces. This was not a good idea for my back and neck, so tip, try to center everything. I did that the day after, and it eased everything quite a bit. I'm not sure why the camera keeps swaying back and forth like that. I'm pretty sure it was still, but maybe got nudged a little bit when I moved. But I suspect that it's something to do with the image stabilizer on my Samsung phone. If anyone knows, leave an explanation in the comments. I'd love to know how I can avoid that in the future. Now I'm filming picking up the 5th bag, but the iPhone decided to corrupt that clip, so no close-up of that, I'm afraid. And now my youngest son entered the room and started to play FIFA 23 on the PS5, which was distracting, but tolerable. We could converse a little bit while he did so. Another thing I learned is to stop building as soon as something feels off, or you get the idea that the designers must have made an error. They haven't. It's you that has made the error. If things feel too loose or that they don't fit right, backtrack immediately and figure out what you did wrong. In 1989, my dad took me to see Who Framed Roger Rabbit in the cinema, which happened to feature Christopher Lloyd, who played Doc in Back to the Future. And before the movie, they showed a very early preview of Back to the Future Part 2, saying something like, "Coming this Christmas." And I remember going absolutely bananas that there was going to be a second movie. That said, I love the Roger Rabbit movie as well. One more thing I noticed was that when your fingers are starting to ache a little bit from pushing Lego bricks together, it's really hard to place small stickers in the exact right place. This I learned the hard way on a couple of the stickers that came with the kit. I should have YouTubed for pro tips on getting small stickers in the right place, because a couple of mine got really wonky. Sorry about the camera. I'm almost getting seasick watching this. Why is it doing that? I mean, it's not like it's physically swaying back and forth that much. As I said, suspect image stabilization doing that. It's starting to take shape now. Bag number 7. Decided to go for more close-up views from now on, because now there's some fun details being added, like interior. I'm not a pro at this YouTubery, so you'll have to excuse me. It's very amateurish. It's due to me being an amateur, you know. It's as simple as that. I'm an old fart, not used to YouTube shenanigans. I am now building the flux capacitor, and that's the last thing I did on the first day. So it's now Sunday, and I need to set the kit up again for building. I had to clear the table the day before for pizza and gaming night. Here you can see the flux capacitor in place at the back there, and I've also put the seats in and the steering wheel. Putting the windscreen on, I got very aware of touch marks, especially on the inside, because that would have been really hard to clean off after putting everything together. So I made sure to wipe everything off properly before moving on. That is starting to look pretty cool in a very nerdy kind of way. New bag, bag number 8. As you can see, I've learned from my previous mistakes the day before and now keep things more centered. And I'm in the process of assembling the gull wing doors. The doors were a bit fragile before everything was properly put together. I'm also about to assemble the light button for the flux capacitor. You'll see me flashing the light a bit there. That's the light button on the top. Bag number 9, continuing with the doors. Bag number 10. This bag contains the rear side pieces. And here you can see a very embarrassing botched sticker job. bag 11, and time to choose which version of the DeLorean to build. But first, the back, exhaust things, or whatever they are. One of my kids asked if they could have the DeLorean on display in their rooms, which I agreed to. But also that made me realize that the rod and hook on the first version would probably break pretty soon. So I went with the second version of the car in the end. Plus, the first version didn't actually have the wheels that fold in when it flies. So to honor the actual functionality already built, I went for version 2. And there it is. I have to show off these wheels as well, turning 90 degrees. Thank you for watching.